Contrast is a technique used in literature to juxtapose different things, such as characters or motifs. In the short story Brother Carlyle, William Melvin Kelly uses contrast to juxtapose the power between Irene and her husband. In the short story Harrison Bergeron, Kurt Vonnegut also employs contrast to show the handicapper general's position of power. The contrast can be found in the discrepancies in language when describing things related to those characters, in comparison to the portrayal of characters seen as beneath the two authoritative figures.
Let's begin with Brother Carlyle. Brother Carlyle tells the story of Irene Bedloe, a mother of two misbehaving sons, Mance and Carlyle. In the beginning, she walks in on her younger son, Mance, being burned alive by members of Carlyle's club. Mance claims that they were letting him join the club. Nonetheless, Irene is concerned about her son's actions. She reports this to her husband, but he completely ignores her. This demonstrates the authority that the husband has over Irene, as shown in paragraphs 31 and 32.
You think I don't love him because he's my second-born? Woman, you know better. She felt tears coming to her eyes, but dammed them back. You just ask him, she slumped, folded her arms, and stared at her lap.
Irene's actions show her submission to her husband, emphasizing the difference in power between them. The author describes Irene in this way to reinforce the theme of gender roles, portraying Irene's husband as the leader in the house. Furthermore, the husband refers to Irene as woman, a pejorative term used to belittle her and show superiority over her. The contrast in power can also be seen in Harrison Bergeron.
In Harrison Bergeron, Vonnegut contrasts what life is like with handicaps on, under the power of the handicapper general, and what it is like without handicaps, as shown by Harrison's dance with the ballerina. Kurt Vonnegut chooses his language very carefully when describing the setting of the world with handicaps, as the people can't think without disrupting noises, or move without wearing sandbags to mentally and physically handicap the people, so everybody is at the same level. His sentences are very short, and all conversations are monotonous, like this. "Yup," she said. "What about?" he said. "I forget," she said. This is his depiction of what life is like with handicaps. However, Harrison Bergeron, a young man who takes the most handicaps of any person, tries to fight back against the authority of the handicapper general. He does this by removing his handicaps and those of a dancer to dance with him.
And then, in an explosion of joy and grace, into the air they sprang. Not only were the laws of the land abandoned, but the law of gravity and the laws of motion as well. They reeled, whirled, swiveled, flounced, capered, gamboled, and spun. They leapt like deer on the moon.
This description of Harrison's dance with the ballerina uses colorful and descriptive language, contrasting with the description of life with handicaps. Vonnegut also uses syndeton in the third sentence, which helps to speed up their actions and create a more fluid picture of the story for the readers.
Overall, contrast is used by both authors in order to show the disparity in power between certain characters. In Brother Carlyle, contrast is created between Irene and her husband in order to show the husband's dominance over her. In Harrison Bergeron, the contrast can be found in the power of the handicapper general in comparison to the handicapped people. In both cases, the contrast is prevalent in the writing, in diction, syntax, and tone. These tools can be used in our own writing, as contrast is crucial in creating an effective piece of writing. Without contrast, literature would be quite a monotonous world.